Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the cooking nurse once again, and in today's video we are going so African, so Ugandan. We're going to be making luwombo like you're going to see. But before we get into the video, allow me to first say thank you so much to everyone who has been here with me, who has started with me, who has seen me grow up to now. It's been a year, guys. I joined this platform in April 2020 and it's April 2021. This is going to be my 60th upload, and I would love for it to be special, maybe just the history of this meal. It used to be prepared for royals, so you guys, I'm preparing this for you guys today because you have been here for me. You're more than royals to me. 1,320 people that have found this channel interesting and decided to subscribe. Just know I'm forever indebted, I'm forever grateful, and it's all you guys. So I would love for someone who's new here to subscribe just before we get into the video. Share with your friends, give this video a thumbs up. Let's explode. Let's continue growing. More years to come and everything. We are still going to be here, grateful, happy, eating healthy, and eating and making good food, good meals for our families. So here we are, and we have this meal here. Right now, like I told you, it used to be made for the royals. It's typically made in the central part of Uganda, though even us in the western have started doing this. But usually we just do luwombo for green. Someone told me so. So the way these guys cook this meal, it's so epic. It comes out so much aromatic, and I just find if it was so easy for someone to do on a daily, this would be the only way to make chicken, to make chinut stew, to make, beef or fish or anything, because it shows someone really tried to make for you something to eat. So we're going to start by peeling our small onions. I am going to be using small onions because they add in more flavor compared to the large ones. And today I'm going to be using a charcoal stove. So I'm just lighting a charcoal stove with a charcoal stove lighter. It's a stick we use here to light charcoal so easily. So I'm just going to light this one and set it aside until it's all blazing, and then I'll bring it back and roast my meat, the one I'm going to use in my luwombo. So first of all, I put on the banana peelings, then add on the onion peelings because they bring up the flavor up meanwhile as they burn. So I'm just going to put my meat on top. Then also the banana peelings help regulate the heat so it doesn't get to burn. It just picks up the flavor and oil. So once my meat is on the stove, I'm going to cover it with a banana leaf. This also helps contain all the flavor, and it also adds in more of its flavor. So I'm just going to keep on turning my meat until it's as brown as I want it. I don't want it so ready like muchomo. I just want it to a little bit pick up the organic flavors and then start the cooking process. Yeah, you don't have to use a lot of meat. Someone would say, oh my God, that is a lot of meat. You don't have to use a lot of meat. You can just use very little meat. Some people even put one piece in their sauce. But for me, we're going to make stew with some of the meat and then make luwombo with the other. So I'm just done now. This is how brown and golden I wanted my meat. So now we are going to do the chopping and get most of the bones out, because the banana leaves we use could tear up if we use much bones. So I'm just going to chop and get the perfect pieces for my luwombo, and then get ready guys. If you're following this recipe, just know you're doing great. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't, and remember to give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, leave me a comment. Tell me where you're watching from, how long you've been here, and maybe what more you want to see. So we're going to be chopping our meat into small pieces. I think you can just chop this meat in two, however big you want this. So now on the side, I don't want to make plain beef luwombo, so I'm just going to add in some chinuts, and I'm using the chinut paste. There's this type of chinuts where they put something like oil and then they, kind of blend until it's all thick, not the powder. So it also has some flavor. So I mix it together with some hot water and Here we are, it's all mixed up, all the lumps are out, and I'm going to add in my chopped small onions. The reason I opted for these small onions is because for them, their flavor is there. It's thick and instant. So I'll add in some little water because at the end of the day, this ginat paste gets thick than if you used powder. If you used powder, most times you're sure the consistency you're putting in is what you're going to get. But if you use the paste, it's not the case. The loose, you make it loose, then it will thicken. You make it too thick, it is going to be more thicker on the time of serving. Then, unlike the other ways of preparing ginats, here we add the salt before, because we are not going to open unless or until we are going to serve. So once everything is all done, I have my banana leaves. These ones are readily available in the market, or if you do not have but you have a banana plantation, you just pick those young ones, the ones on top that don't have any lines or are not broken, and then maybe put them on the sun and then pass them on some heat and they soften up. So now I'm just going to line up my meat. This luwombo is to feed about 2 to 3 people. I don't like giving people like one piece of meat, so yeah, I'm putting in enough pieces of meat. And then I'll go in with my ginat paste. I've told you, if you're using the paste, make sure it's loose enough and not too thick, because at the end of the day, it's going to be thick. If you're using the powder, make it as thick as you want, because for it doesn't thicken up as much compared to this. So now we are done with our luwombo, and then we'll fold the banana leaves and then tie it with banana fiber. And that dish, or that luwombo, is done. So now we are going to get a knife and then level up these ones on top so that it looks a little bit neat, just make the cooking a little bit easy. We're going to repeat the process, and we'll make 2 mpombos from the sauce that we made. Like you see, there's the thing is all inside and ready to cook. So now in our saucepan that we are going to be cooking with, we are going to add in some water for cooking, and then put in these, I don't know how you call these ones, mzingonyo. We put them down just to avoid the water from coming up and logging up our meal. So we are just going to put, some people use sticks, some people use these banana things, and you just block the water from coming up. It's going to steam from down, but it will not now be mixed up with your meal. That is the whole instance, or the whole reason why we put those ones first. So now we'll put in our banana leaf and then put in our mpombo inside, and then we start the covering process. So yeah, I added maize for my son. It's not really something so important, so someone shouldn't say, oh, maybe it adds flavor. No, it does not. I just added it because I wanted to cook it at once. So now we are done. We're just going to cover with fresh banana leaves. I'm using 3 of them. If you have more, you can just use more. If you don't, yeah, just use whatever you have, as long as they're banana leaves and can contain the heat inside, so you don't cook the whole day. Once we are done with the covering, like I told you, put it on the stove for about 2 hours, 1.5 hours, and leave it to cook. The longer you cook, the better it's going to taste, the more aromatic it's going to be. And here we are done, guys. The luwombo is ready, and we are ready to serve our royals. I wish someone was doing this recipe with me so they would taste the beauty of Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. I am sure one of the reasons Uganda is a Pearl of Africa is because we have great food. Because I mean, look at this. Imagine all the organic flavor that has been instilled in our sauce, and we're just going to have that. So one of our luwombo like came up, it blew up. Yeah, G nuts have that tendency when you're cooking them, they tend to blow out. So this one came, we remove my son's maize, put it aside, and then now our pombo, put them aside. I'm going to remove one and leave one here so that you guys see when we open them, see how they look inside. I keep on washing my hands because this is hot. Yeah. That goes to the owner, and we are ready to serve this luwombo. We're just going to get a knife and cut, or just open this banana fiber we used to tie. Oh my god, guys, look at that. So in this one I had put in some banana leaf on top just to cover up the other one, but it got soaked up. But nonetheless, just added in more flavor instead. Look at the G nuts, very well cooked. Like you can see, you know, I have a video about G nuts down in my oldest videos. If you haven't watched it, maybe I'm going to leave the link in the description box. Make sure to check it out. Like when you cook G nuts, when you're seeing them in the pot, one of the ways to tell they are really ready is when they start producing oil. And in this luwombo, here we are. If you still remember very well, we didn't add oil in this. The meat and the G nuts were ready to combine and produce this oil. So this can be served the way it is. You just get the luwombo from the saucepan, put it on a bowl and serve it to your person or your guest or your family, whoever you're serving. Or you can just scoop it out and put on plates. Like I told you, this one 2 people are going to share, so we just have to serve it on the plate again. And just like that, our pombos are done. Now next we're going to be making the chicken luwombo. Yeah, maybe a whole chicken luwombo, the version of Thanksgiving turkey. You know, these guys put it in the oven, so I want to try and put it in our local oven here. Yeah, make sure you don't miss out on that recipe. Just subscribe, make sure your notification bell is turned on, so every time I upload, you don't miss on nothing. So guys, thank you so much for watching up until this time, and please remember to subscribe, share, like, and see you soon in my next video. Bye.